Swiss crime regime Solither. The Swiss crime regime is an old traditional mafia syndicate cartel. And so also the same way every single canton. The main modern created Swiss crime regime created 1848 is following the US-American Freemason Illuminati capitalist system. It is clear that this crime system, which is based on ruling, and not on working, needs a constant stream of money to have its own feudal elite lifestyle. And because the ruling elite, like politicians, capitalists, Jews, police, army, lawyers, courts, etc., are not producing a single dollar in real work, means they do not create real wealth whatsoever. They are living same like parasites without a real purpose of what they are doing. And the elite groups like mentioned above are living good but still not good enough by their own opinion. Police, for instance, got and still get too much of excessive extra money, like for houses, living, education, pensions, pension age, health, vacation and systemic protection for illegal activities. It is known since a very long time that Solither police officers are protected systematically by illegal activities like wrong parking and fining other parked cars, molesting women, teenagers, poor people, other youths, and of course all kind of disliked citizens by the Solither regime. But also refugees are misused in several ways by instruction of court, police and politicians. What would a Solither parasite politician have for excuses for himself and his colleague parasite politicians? Most likely he would be stumbling something hard understandable, and this is called political correctness. George Orwell's definition of this correctness is, political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure wind. That's a good definition of the Solither crime regime, and of all others cantons and the federal syndicate. But here are a few free excuses for them. We are organizing the society and give them safety, security, and solve all kind of problems, like employment, social money and all kind of health issues, social safety and much more. But if you are researching every single aspect, and it is meant every single aspect, then you see that the Solither regime, like any other regime, did not solve one single social problem at all. All the problem they existed in the last century are existing at present time. The social issues like adequate support of poor people of any age are not solved. No, it is even deteriorated deliberate and systematically. Also for the real bearer of the society, the workers, the ruling crime regime did never ever anything usable. You see that explicitly by the employment insurance. This so-called insurance is a piece of organized crime by ruling politicians. It is a contemptuous and disrespectful piece of organized crime rule. In comparison, the police is walking around every day in new clothes and cars, like they are baked the same morning. But real workers, unemployed humans, disabled and sick people have to fight for every single franc. One-of-a-kind criminal rule is that poor humans are not given a financial supplement if they are under the minimum of existence and own a car. The crime police Solither is well known to steal money because of every reason like parking, speed, and on some point even for pedestrians who are crossing the road independently. What are the fake excuses? Of course, order, safety, civilized behavior. But by near and adequate research it is not applicable. When the Solitha crime syndicate police are saying we are doing it because of security, and they are fining people with 5 kilometers too much speed, then the lie is obvious that the police is doing criminal. And the approach to exploit every parking lot in every street shows the same criminal parasitic behavior of a crime regime. Also the same approach to eliminate much of the used parking areas in many streets. This behavior of the Solitha crime regime shows the real intentions and goal. Dictatorship in any way possible. Also the exploitation of the public is on high level. On completely safe places like crossings or other safe places there are radar cameras to catch people for any and everything. When you see the exorbitant high rape fines, then a clear-minded human knows it has to do with exploitation first, then with extorting loyalty, and not with safety. The Solitha crime regime has also on several places on the big highways and on the exits and highway forks like Luterbach year-round radar cameras which they switch all the time. The places are completely safe. One-way situation, soft shoulders, not possible to have any serious crash. They explicitly are deduced the speed from 80 to 60 km in Luterbach to exploit heavy fines without safety reasons. There is a reason, but the reason is to get money for their dictatorial criminal parasitic lifestyle. By an absolute safe speed of 85 km an hour in the highway fork Luterbach you get charged by an absolute rape fine of 280 franc. That is no acceptable approach by a so-called legal authority. It is clear misuse exploitation and criminalization of the public and car drivers. This case alone proves that the Swiss crime regime Solitha is an illegal mafia syndicate. Another Solitha crime regime sample is from 2016 on a small vacation lake. On a Sunday when the workers relax after a week of work, the Solitha crime regime police came and fined the cars which had no space on the parking lot. There was no danger and also no other disturbance because of any cars. This sample shows very clear the absolute bad and disgusting character of the Solitha crime police. It has to be understood that these workers are paying the salary, the workplace, the work cars, the clothes, the privileges of these piggish police employees. And that they are coming on Sunday and stealing this works again the hard-worked money. There can be no excuse for this absolute bottomless disgusting behavior. It shows clear that Solitha crime police is a mindless and ethicless parasite of the society. Also the early school entry shows another aspect of the so-called scientific dictatorship. Early brainwash and one-line behavior to get docile, dumbed-down work slaves. Police in Switzerland has a long history of murdering all kind of humans. Lately 3 murderings of the Swiss crime police in fall 2017. This cases shows very good the systematic criminal character and murdering instinct of Swiss crime police. The situation that it is rarely showed in the media shows also the systematic crime approach of the responsible politics and departments. It is clear that murder police employees should get an strict employment ban for regime jobs, and in addition a lifelong sentence. But in the contrary get tax-paid vacation, medical and psychological treatment and legal and moral help and protection for murderings. This killer police are a severe grave danger for every society worldwide. The different incidents and killings made by police employees shows clear the sociopathic, psychopathic violent condition of every police force in the Swiss crime regime. It is clear that a healthy human would never do what the Swiss crime police is doing. Concerning violent misuse of power, murderings, or even parking or speed fines, it has to be recognized that healthy humans cannot be used and misused by any police force worldwide. Real humans are not fighting and killing humans. Police employees are far below human awareness, mind condition, dignity, human behavior, etc. Police employees don't know what's human behavior, ethics and the difference between right and wrong. That's why they also swear and pledge allegiance to the regime and against the population. Police is a violent force to keep up a feudalistic elite, to fight individuality and free thinkers, to enforce exploitation of workers and population. By the way, swears and oaths are not allowed by Christians. See the Bible. Matthew 5:34. But I say to you, make no oath at all, either by heaven, for it is the throne of God. Joshua 23:7. So that you will not associate with these nations, these which remain among you, or mention the name of their gods, or make anyone swear by them, or serve them, or bow down to them. Hosea 4:2. There is swearing, deception, murder, stealing and adultery. They employ violence, so that bloodshed follows bloodshed. Matthew 5:37. But let your statement be, yes, yes, or no, no. Anything beyond these is of evil. Also following videos showing the criminal, unethical behavior of the Swiss crime regime. In 2010, Swiss police killed a refugee on the airport. These two videos are showing clear the criminal, violent, brutal character and ethics of the Swiss crime regime, and also the criminal character, behavior and approach of the federal and cantonal regimes. Slave workers of the Swiss crime regime, be aware, recognize, wake up, and neutralize this inhumane crime regime for a good future. If you play cattle to the regime, you will be responsible for the inhuman treatment of the regime to your children. Wake up as long you are able to do so. The Swiss crime regime police force is actively suppressing free speech and free expression on all levels and in all cantons. Research. Rekonstruktio eines Wachsausgabe US Durchweis, Deutsch. Tagesschaut, Schwarzwhisky Fall by Ausgabe, July 7, 2011. Swiss crime regime Solitha. The Swiss crime regime is an old traditional mafia syndicate cartel. And so also the same way every single canton. The main